The Savage, WMMA fan, back with another video. And in this one, y'all, we're gonna do a little deep dive into this whole little Valerie Loureda thing. This whole beauty versus skill set debate going on. Since Macy fucking Chase attacked this poor young lady on social media a little while ago. So, shout out to WMMA addict, man. In the beginning, when I first came across the channel, without going too much detail, there's a little bit of confusion on my part, and it turns out that the dude's pretty solid. He's all about the fight, like he says. He has a real good channel, and if you want to check out some solid coverage, check out WMMA Addict. He's good. So, I was listening to a couple videos by him, and one in particular inspired this video where he was really breaking down both sides of the argument between Macy Chase and Valerie Loureda. And, he had some points that I agreed with, and ones I didn't quite see exactly the same way. At the end of the day, I really feel that, well, I'm just going to give my view from the heart, like what I believe and what I think about the women's side of MMA and what is quote unquote appropriate and what is not, but in his video, he was basically saying that women historically have proven themselves in the fight game. Basically, by doing what the men do. So, working hard, training, relying more on the ability to win fights and win in a very big fashion instead of relying on the sexuality. And while I do agree that it's most important for a woman fighter to pay attention to her training and her skill set. I mean, I agree with that 100%, that you can't really fault these ladies for using their sexuality to get ahead. Now, I understand, as a professional fighter, there's limits to that. Case in point, look at fighters like Rachel Ostovich or fucking Paige Van Zandt. Like, these are professional fighters who focus too much and almost entirely on their Instagram page and their image and how people are just simping all over them more than they care about the qualities of their MMA career. And I just really decided to take a look at what everybody was talking about with Valerie Loureda. And I have to say, in my own opinion, it's not nearly as bad as what some girls do as far as showing themselves off and being very sexually explicit, which is their business. I'm not judging them, but I think it's very unrealistic to have a 21-year-old girl who's clearly very naturally beautiful and has a look that just appeals to masses of men. I mean, it is what it is. You cannot fault this girl for that. Now, I will say this one thing, a little bit of criticism toward Loureda, but nothing too serious. So, while I did say in another video that I like how she was telling a reporter that was asking her, but what do you say to people who say you're doing too much online, social media, flaunting your looks? And she was like, well, I do that for me. You know, I go in front of the camera, for myself, and I don't do it for men, I do it for myself. Well, you know, honestly, I gotta call BS on that. I like the fact that I like the way that she said what she said. I kinda like it. But when I really thought about it, I'm like, come on, Valerie. You know you're attracted to these people. Damn right you gonna flaunt it. That's what young women do. But sometimes not so young women do. You know, I don't have any reservations with this topic, like how some people do. Like, it's nature. She's probably at her sexual height or near it, you know, and yes, I think she's practicing a lot of control, considering the media attention, the pressure of getting training done and preparing for fights and dealing with injuries. I think she's actually kind of classy, but the problem is we live in a world where there's still people that think classy means you dress up wearing a outfit where the bottom of the dress covers up your hips to your toes or some shit, you know. You know, that's crazy. So I think she's rather classy. Hell, I didn't even mind the fucking dance she did after she knocked Tara Graft punk ass out, who was talking all that shit and trying to meme her. And you know, so you have these people who carry themselves more masculine way. And hey, there's a market for that. There's women that show off a little bit of masculine side. Hell, we are talking about women's MMA, aren't we? And more of a rocker style, you know, or a little bit more of a, how do you say, just a masculine way of doing things a little bit more. And I'm like, well, that could be sexy, and that could have a sex appeal too. But just to be honest, I mean, a lot of these girls, they don't have the sex appeal of a Valerie Loureda. So there's a lot of jealousy going on, and it's just a ratio thing, you know? You ever heard of the fucking golden ratio? I mean, some people just got it like that. And Valerie Loureda is a magnet for attention. So, again, in my view, I think she's handled it rather well. Now, another thing is, there's this whole argument that, well, women, if they ever want to get up there with men, and if they ever want to be on men's level, they can't do the sexual thing. They have to get away from this sexual thing. And then one of the examples that was being used in a video was talking about Ronda Rousey. Now, here's my point. Here's bringing the point home for me. The issue that I have is that when you say it's important for women to not promote themselves as athletes in a very sexual manner, manner, and yet those very organizations do nothing more but find women to promote and sell in a very sexual manner, as they've done with even Ronda Rousey. Now, maybe you could say they didn't directly do it, but in subtle ways they did it. And then she did the ESPN body issue. I mean, what do you think that was selling? You think it was selling purely athletics? No, it was selling sex appeal. And personally, looking at Ronda Rousey naked makes me sick to my stomach. That's me, you know. But I'm just saying that to say that it's inevitable that it's going to happen. And before I go deeper into that, let's take a look at the men, all right? Now, I know that men and MMA don't really normally push out sexual traits in like a very, very arousing way, because most of their audience are men. However, look at people like John Jones. Not to hate on John Jones, but look at people like Conor McGregor. Hell, look at motherfuckers like Mike Perry. Now the thing is, they portray an image that is based a lot on anger, wildness, and lack of control. And they do things that are absolutely illegal. It's against the law. And they get pushed. Well, mainly John Jones and Conor McGregor. But what I'm saying is, their skill set overrides their bullshit. So what I'm saying is, what's the argument? Is the argument is that women being very sexual cheapens them, and men being completely wild dudes who go to fucking bars and hit old guys in the face, like, you know, like that's better. You know, it's just biased of the industry, and it's even more than the industry. It's just society. So, in my view, and I'm pretty much gonna start wrapping up after this. That, in my honest opinion, the whole thing is a bunch of bullshit. Don't ask women fighters to not sell themselves. Don't ask them that when they're struggling and there's no fighting going on, not to do OnlyFans pages. Don't tell them shit. They're women, they're gonna be women, and that's the end of it. And if a male does similar things, more power to him. That's his business. It's his life. So, at the end of the day, I support Valerie Loureda. I know Valerie's not the best fighter. I know she got a long way to go. She's only 21 years old. Give that girl a break. And, you know, all these fighters being critical, they're not doing anything but dividing their own kind. They're dividing their own group, which is women who participate in mixed martial arts. And they don't need that. And us as fans, we don't need that. Everybody needs to support everybody in a way. And if you can't be supportive to somebody, at least stay the fuck out of their way. Now, you've been patient, and I'm pretty sure about 100% of my subscribers or people who watch my channel are men. So if you listen to the sound of my voice this fucking long, I want to give you I'm going to reward you for it real quick. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, you see that? No, I'm not talking about the fucking dog. I'm talking about her. Look at that. That's a beautiful lady, ain't it, huh? But don't get conservative like, I wouldn't do that. Oh boy, yeah, whatever. Look, I'm just telling you, at the end of the day, don't fucking hate on Valerie Loureda, okay? I mean, look at that. Look at everything. Hey, I'm telling you right now, don't hate on this. You know why? Because God made that shit. God made that. And hey, even if you don't believe in God, believe in them hips and believe in that ass. Because unlike the statements of Tara fucking Graft and Matthew Chason, that shit is real. I'm out.